For those of you that don't know me, my name's Richard Carey, and about 18 months ago, the Libertarian Party of UK basically
shortly after I joined
collapsed, collapsed into acrimony, and leaving us Libertarians pretty much in the same position we've been in since about 100 years ago, when the Liberal Party gave up on laissez-faire and decided to become a sort of a soft version of socialism. And what we as libertarians want to do in the political system is still open, sort of open to our individual sort of interpretation. Now, some libertarians don't want to get involved in politics at all. They see it as bestowing legitimacy on a corrupt and criminal system. I don't take that view myself. I think we might as well get involved. I think that you can say, well, you know, you have a passport, you have a driving license, you have to pay your taxes. It doesn't necessarily mean you consent to those things. You do it because you're forced to do it. So, with the failure of the Libertarian Party, we're sort of back to square one, really. Now, there was various responses that people had to that. One response was, well, that was a waste of time, won't be doing that again in a hurry. I think other people probably drifted off to the fringes of the Conservative Party, thinking that that's about as good as it gets, you know, hanging out and sort of trying to be chums with Dan Hannan. And we do have Steve Baker, who is a proper libertarian. I think we should all applaud him. But I saw on his Twitter account just the other day, I saw a comment to him which was something along the lines of, "Thank you, Stephen, you've restored my faith in the Conservative Party." Personally, that is something that struck me as quite tragic. I'm not sure he should be too happy about that. Now, more people than that probably have gone off to join UKIP, and probably more than that have talked about it but not quite sort of done it. Maybe they'll just vote for them in the Euro election, and you know, maybe Nigel Farage, maybe we owe him that much. But I think if somebody asked you what is libertarianism, I don't think you would say, well, just get onto YouTube and look up Nigel Farage and he's our spokesman.
He supports the post office.
Anyway, so the final alternative, other than just apathy, is why don't we try and learn the lessons from the past and have another go? Because I don't think as libertarians we can say that the failure of the last effort proves beyond any doubt that a libertarian party doesn't work. Now, I think that some people, certainly particular individuals, put a lot of effort into it, and they're probably the ones that came away from the process feeling the most jaded and not want to get involved. But I think just because of that particular party failing doesn't mean to say that we should, you know, just give up on it. And in terms of what is on that ballot paper, I don't see why we shouldn't have an option which is liberty, which is in favour of the things that we believe in. Now, we think we're right about a lot of these things. We think we've got the answers, and you know, we talk about a libertarian movement, but we're sort of flattering ourselves, really, to even talk of a movement. I mean, we've got a few think tanks and such like. It's more of a tendency, I would say, more of a tendency, and you know, we seem to be caught in something of a sort of eternal committee stage. We're not actually getting to the point of doing something. So, although a lot of people might think it is a futile gesture, I'd say it's not futile, for the following reason. If it was about, say, me particularly, getting on to Question Time and sitting down with David Dimbleby and having that sort of thing, that would probably be a futile thing. But it's not about that. Setting up this party is about laying a foundation for the future, for the people, so that people have that as an alternative, that want to get involved in setting up a party, and so that they can have this as the alternative to the parties that they're given, that they probably don't have a lot of faith in anyway. And so, if libertarianism is going to do anything, get out of the little influence that it has, then somebody's going to have to set something up so that people have got something to come to. Now, I think that it will be down to the younger generation, people younger than me, whether this is going to work. It's not going to be down to the few people gathered here. It's going to be whether we can drag in and sell this idea to the people that aren't really involved in politics so much. And so at least we've got something, and something that we can direct people to, and you never know, it might build up. We don't know how the future's going to go. We don't know what's going to happen with the coalition, if the Tory party is going to stay together, whether the world economy is going to go down, you know, into some kind of terrible crash like Peter Schiff is telling us. So, you know, it's not. I'd say it's not a futile gesture. And you've got to remember as well that the reason people are meeting here today is because of the Libertarian Party, which failed, and it's from that that this group carried on meeting. And so even if this party itself doesn't get somewhere, it will at least move it along down the road, and maybe something will come out of it that will lead to something else. So, you know, that's about it. It's the question comes down to if you think it's enough for us to have a few Tory MPs that understand economics, have a few Lib Dems.
One would be nice.
Well, we've got one.
Two.
A few Lib Dems that have read John Stuart Mill. Now I hear that the leader of the Lib Dem, whenever there's a new leader of the Liberal Democrats party, they get handed a copy of On Liberty by John Stuart Mill. It's a very special book. It's the only one they have, I think.
Unread. Oh,
unread. And when it comes to foreign policy and what is known as liberal interventionism, I would call more of imperialistic hubris. We've got George Galloway to make the case, and of course Peter Hitchens, but don't mention drugs. So if that's enough for you, then fine. Otherwise, then we might want to try and put the arguments ourselves and put a consistent argument for liberty, and that's what this party is about. And so I think it's probably fitting within the tradition of radicalism and liberalism and levelers, the levelers, falsely so called, that we're in a pub in Southwark to announce the foundation of a new party, which is pro-liberty.
Yay!
Richard didn't say there that he's got the easiest task in the party. He's the party treasurer. We don't have a chequebook, we don't have a bank account, we don't have a book of receipts, and we're not taking any cash from anybody at this stage. So he's got the easy job. Just to give you a bit of flavour of what we've done and what we wanted to do going forward. As we've created this party, I've got a stack of business cards here. This is about a tenth of my entire stack. What this tells you is where you can contact us and find us online. The website is there as of this afternoon. It's one page, but I'm told it'll be several pages by about this time tomorrow. And we've got all the usual stuff that I don't understand, the Google Plus and the Facebook and the Twitter and the Tumblr and Flickr and other things that end in R that I don't understand. But I'm told they're all there and they're all important to us. So just take a quick step back. A few of us got together a couple of months ago and said, let's just start something. And we thought, well, what should we start? Do we structure it on the old Libertarian Party? Do we structure it based on another party? And we said, let's don't do any of that. Let's just start a party and then see where it goes. So what we've done is we've created a constitution for the party that contains just enough to create a party, and that's it. I'm the interim leader. Larissa is the interim nominating officer, Rich is the interim treasurer, and that's about it. And it's called interim for a purpose. We want your ideas. What sort of party do you want? We've set the party up so it lasts for 1 year. We've got our accommodation address for a year. We've got the website for a year. We've got enough business cards to last us for a year, perhaps longer. But we are going to be seeking to engage with everybody here and everybody outside of this room as well to say, what do you want? So come to the website, not today, but tomorrow or maybe Monday when it's there. And you'll start to see a conversation. What a terrible fuss up, politician. We'll be engaging in a conversation about what you want the party to be. So if it isn't what you want it to be, then it won't get off the ground in the first place. So we don't want your money. We'd like your support. And that's about it for now. We'd like your ideas. We've got some ideas of our own, we've thrown them out, and we'll be taking those ideas forward anyway, but we don't have a monopoly on ideas. In terms of other more substantive things, we are thinking about putting up a candidate for Corby, purely on the basis that it costs £500 and you can't buy that sort of publicity for £500 anywhere else. So we're considering that. It might happen, it might not. We need 10 people from Corby to sign a bit of paper first of all for a potential candidate. Quite a few people have been involved in the start-up. I'd like to mention a few names. Paul in the corner there has helped us out with the benefit of his international experience. Michael has been
not developed the website.
Not developed the website yet, but the website, I'm told, is almost there. Richard and Clarissa, obviously. Various other people have given us lots of advice. Powell has provided lots of cheese and onion crisps, which has helped. We've met here on other Thursdays, not just the first Thursday of the month. There's been an alternative mini Libertarian meeting as we've been planning all of this. This is a convenient location.
Secretariat Thursdays.
What we want to do is, in less than a year from now, is to hold an annual conference, something like that, where we've taken your ideas on board, we've framed the Constitution in the way that the majority of people want, or certainly what makes sense to us. Works out. What, you know, do we charge membership fees? Do we allow under 16s to join, and all sorts of small mechanical questions like that? Do we have committees for this and committees for that? Who knows? I don't. But hopefully, with the collective wisdom of the people in this room and elsewhere, then we'll get it right. So that's where we are. And that's about it. So I'm happy to take any questions, and if I don't know the answer, I'll be calling on Richard or Clarissa to get me out of trouble.